Steve, a quick clarification on Marcus. Is he definitely out for this weekend?
I wouldn't say he's definitely out. He can walk right now. He may make a nice recovery between now and then and see how he's running around Thursday or Friday.
Okay, and also my other question, you know, when you first came here, you had a couple of historic road wins, and but haven't been able to win on the road in the last 2 years. What's happened?
We're getting less points than the other team. That's exactly what's happened. And yeah, let's don't make any more about we should have beat Kentucky. They made 21 first downs to our 17. They made 9 third downs. We made 5 of 10. They made 3 for 3 fourth downs. They played better than us. Yeah, we had a lot of errors. We had 4 turnovers. They had none. So they just beat us. You know, we don't sit around here and mope about the missed assignments, which helped lose too. But you know, overall, they in the total course of the game, they outplayed us. So give those guys credit, and shoot, they're right in the hunt for the Eastern Division also.
Is there anything specific on playing on?
About playing on the road? Oh, I don't know. We haven't played very well. We've been sort of a flat bunch. It appears at times, but at other times, guys are really playing well. But again, you know, our third down defense was not good last week, and had so many good plays. First and second place, sacks. We're leading the conference in sacks. But you got to play the third down. You got to play the entire game, and we certainly, as it turned out, didn't do it very well.
Steve, does Marcus mean that much to the offense right now, or is that just exaggerated?
Well, Marcus,
for some reason?
yeah, the runs he had going last week were something. You know, he broke 2 or 3 tackles about every one of them. So it wasn't any. We didn't have any gaping holes there that he just had to run. But anyway, the line blocked well at times, but they had a lot of missed assignment errors too. Had a lot. So we, you know, I don't have the answer for it. I guess we, as coaches, we can't get them to play their assignments very well. So we'll take the blame.
Is that just coincidence that things kind of bottled up once he went out, do you think, or are they related?
I don't know. I don't know how second half we let Kentucky get back in it with the long drive, the 95-yard drive. Now it's an 11-point game, so it seemed like we were backed up, having penalties, dropped snaps, had an offensive interference penalty that was very questionable. But anyway, some stuff started happening, and we didn't go very far. Had a big sack, I think the only sack of the game. But anyway, that's the way it happened.
How come that you talked about those errors, the bad snaps and the penalties? How come those became so prevalent in the second half and it wasn't a problem?
I think it just showed up. It just showed up at crucial times is what happened.
Steve, you talk about how wide open the SEC East is. If Vanderbilt wins, they're actually at least tied for first place. Are you surprised at the parity in the division?
No, not really. Again, Georgia started off down a bit, but they're coming back. Florida's down a bit. Tennessee's down a bit from where they usually are. So we've had a chance to really do some good here. But last week put us in the wad pretty much with everybody. So we still have a good chance. We have a good chance if we can play. But if we play the way we've been playing, sometimes it'd be very difficult for us. And we gotta play well on the road. Yeah, I don't have the answer for the road woes. We don't have any excuses. Just haven't played very well. And especially in the second half. I mean, you can't say we weren't ready. We've had 3 games in a row that offensively we scored 3 touchdowns in the first 4 possessions, 3 games in a row, and lost 2 out of 3. So that doesn't mean anything. But second half, we don't go very far.
Steve, you mentioned Vanderbilt and about their discipline on defense and how they always seem to be in position. The problems you're having with your secondary is discipline a problem there? Is it just a scheme thing?
I would say discipline's a problem, and I would say if they're confused on our scheme thing, we need to straighten that out. But we've had some careless play that hopefully we can correct, and hopefully our guys want to correct it. So and that's offense and defense. I mean, we got a blocking scheme. We put an R on it called Roger, and one of our guys went left. I said, "Did you hear the call?" "Yes, sir." Why didn't you go right?" "I just made a mistake." That's an answer I've been hearing 6 years around here. "Coach, I just made a mistake." So hopefully someday we can get out of that, but we're not out of it yet. I just made a mistake. It's called mental toughness. That's the new word I've learned from these people that they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. They're not mentally tough. There's a reason they make a lot of mistakes. So maybe that's us too. That I and our coaches, we can't get our guys to be mentally tough, and we make a lot of errors. So we'll keep trying though, and see how badly our guys want to play their assignments. But it's a problem. We got a lot of good players that for some reason we cannot teach them to be mentally tough at times.
Turnovers, your turnover margin has been so bad. Are you surprised you've been as competitive as you have, given that you're giving up so many more than the other guy? And how do you switch it? How do you change it?
Yeah, we're just not getting any. We hadn't had an interception in 3 games. Got one against Furman, I guess, was the last one. And everybody's throwing 35, 40 times almost at us every week. So, again, somebody's got to try to step up and make some plays here and there. But we did have some turnovers last week with the drop punt. First time I think Stefan's done that. And Ace had his fumble at the end of the half, and had a couple of careless picks in the game also. But anyway, we got to move on. We can't dwell on the last game, or even the Auburn game or whatever, or the Alabama game. We can't dwell on them. We got to move on and try to get ready for Vanderbilt. They'll be tough. They'll watch that Kentucky tape and say, "We can beat those guys. Let's go get us a win." That's what they're saying. We can beat those guys. So we know it's going to be a very tough game. All right. See you guys in Vandy, Nashville, Music City. All right.